across Europe, meeting to contest the individual and relay competitions. We're here in the beautiful city of Bath in the west of England with Olympic qualification up for grabs. Excitement is building as we prepare for the finals. It's been a busy modern pentathlon season with 4 World Cups taking place over the year in Egypt, Bulgaria, Hungary and Czech Republic, with the World Cup final in Tokyo. Modern pentathlon combines 5 sports over the course of a day. We start in the Olympic-sized swimming pool. We'll be bringing you highlights of that shortly. 200 metres split over 4 lengths. Then it's over to the fencing piece. Finally, the fencing ranking round, followed by the fencing bonus round, where our live coverage begins a little bit later. Then it's outside for the riding. Athletes given just 20 minutes to familiarise themselves with the local horses, followed by the laser run. An exciting and a dramatic climax to this event. 3,200 metres of running split by a round of shooting each way. It is an exciting and dramatic end to the competition. Today, of course, it is a turn of the men here at the 2019 Modern Pentathlon European Championships. And for those of you new to the sport, a very warm welcome. You are in for a great event. Jamie Cook of Great Britain is one to look out for. Current world champion and always quick in the pool. Jamie on his day is a test for any athlete. He'll be keen to secure his place at next year's Olympics. Jo Chung is the only British athlete who's already secured Great Britain a spot at next year's Olympics. He's had a great season, a silver in Bulgaria and in Prague and a gold at the World Cup finals in Tokyo. Valentin Praz of France is also one to watch out for. Silver in the World Championships last year in Mexico, silver in the World Cup in Hungary this year. He'll be looking to go one better with gold here at the Euros. And Pavlo Timoshenko, always a threat. The Olympic silver medalist got bronze at last year's World Championships and has performed consistently well over the World Cup season. He'll be hoping to qualify for yet another Olympics with a top 8 finish today. Plenty of other athletes to look out for, of course, throughout the course of the day in what is promising to be an absolutely fantastic Modern Pentathlon European Championships here in the beautiful city of Bath. So we begin the action as always in the swimming, the closing stages then of Heat 1, and you can see there in lane 5, Marvin Dog of Germany, the fastest. This then the closing stages of Heat 2, the final few metres, a close finish there between Justin Iskanderis taking the fastest time with Jan Kuff in 2nd place. Over there now to Heat 3, again joining the action in the closing stages. And once again in lane 5, Ilya Palazkov, a silver medalist in the Hungary World Cup in 2018, out in front confidently, the fastest swimmer in that heat. Gutkowski of Poland in 2nd place with Valentin Praz, who we mentioned a few moments ago, coming home in 3rd place. This then the penultimate heat, and we join the action just ahead then of the final turn. This time it's lane 4 with the fastest of swimmers, Tom Toulis of Great Britain. But you can see just to his right-hand side, Sam Curry of Great Britain making a late charge. The crowd supporting these two in front of their local crowd in Great Britain in Bath. Tom Toulis in lane 4. Sam Curry in lane 5. It is going to be close between these two as we approach the final few metres. Sam Curry is on a charge. Is he going to get ahead of Tom Toulis in the final few metres of this race? It looks like it's going to be Sam Curry who gets the fastest time in the penultimate suite, ahead then of Tom Toulis. Adam Marassi of Hungary coming home in 3rd place. And that brings us then to the 5th and final heat, of which we're going to bring you all the action of this 5th and fastest heat. We've got some very quick swimmers spread across 8 lanes, and we'll go through them one by one as we make our way through them, this 5th and fastest of heats. In lane 1, it is from Latvia, Ruslan Nakochenko. In lane 2, Pavel Svevkovs. In lane 3, Gustav Gustenau. In lane 4, it is Jamie Cook, the world champion, 4th in Hungary in the World Cup a little bit earlier this year. Shigesh Hivar, that was the 3rd World Cup of the season. In lane 5, Jo Chung, who's been on absolutely phenomenal form, already secured his place at the Olympics with a gold medal at Tokyo, the World Cup final, the previous modern pentathlon events before this. for the seniors, a silver in Bulgaria and a silver in Czech Republic in World Cup 4. Jo Chung comes into this competition in absolutely phenomenal form. Lining up next to Jo Chung is Arthur Lanigan O'Keefe, a gold in Bulgaria in 2018, a bronze medal in the World Cup final, and doing very well. Matteo Cicinelli alongside Arthur Lanigan O'Keefe, with Dovydas Vaivada in lane 8. Approaching then the final turn, and there you can see in the red swimming hat, absolutely storming ahead of the rest of the field, is indeed the world champion Jamie Cook. Absolutely flying, can I say, out here in the 5th and final heat. No one is going to be catching Jamie Cook. Sometimes it can be quite close between Jamie Cook and Jo Chung, who is just to the right of Jamie Cook, but not even really in the shot here, just about coming into the shot now in the latter stages of this race. In fact, maybe Jamie Cook just sort of maybe a little bit less pace towards the final few moments of this race, but it is going to be Jamie Cook of Great Britain with the fastest of times, Jo Chung in 2nd place, Arthur Lanigan O'Keefe coming home in 3rd. A dramatic and an intense end to the swim. Confirmation there, Jamie Cook picking up 5 extra points ahead of Jo Chung, which could well make a difference in the latter stages of this competition. Arthur Lanigan O'Keefe in 3rd place, Gustav Gostner 4th, with Pavel Sevkovs in 5th, Matteo Cicinelli in 6th place. Looking a little bit further down the order, Ben Demeter could well come back into things, as could Yankov, Valentin Prades and Valentin Breloud from France. Always a threat in the latter stages of the competition as well. So of course, next we go inside to the fencing hall, where we know just how much that part of the competition is important for our athletes, and we will go through a little bit more detail about how significant fencing is. So it is 6 points for every touch, and you can see there just how precise you have to be. Rigos from Hungary up against one of the Germans there. There's Liebig at the front of your shot, Fabian Liebig, who picked up a medal in the World Cup earlier this year in Bulgaria, coming home in 3rd place. Unal from Turkey in your shot there. You have to be quick on your feet in order to get points in the fencing, and it can be so important. The fencing ranking round then is followed by the fencing bonus round. But before we do that, we'll have a look at the scores. The men's fencing ranking round standings. Alexander Livanov, 27 victories, just 8 defeats. James Cook continuing his good form from the swimming, 25 victories, just 10 defeats. Valentin Prades with 24 victories, 11 defeats. Any one of those top 5, as things stand, in with a very good chance of taking gold. Tom Toulis will be looking to get his way up the running order, would love to finish above Jamie Cook and get himself an Olympic spot. Alex Newis as well could be a threat. So we join the action then in the latter stages, and you can see Pavel Sevkovs on the left-hand side of the screen, Justinus Kinderas on the right-hand side of the screen, and at which point we can bring in our co-commentator for the day. Please welcome Sam Murray, a former Olympic silver medalist. Welcome, Sam, as we join the action here in the latter stages of the fencing bonus round. Things starting to heat up in this competition.
Great to be here for the men's final of the European Championships. And Demeter Bence, to give you some perspective, is an extremely experienced double Olympian now from Hungary in the men's model pentathlon, competing against a younger Pavels from Latvia, but Pavels has an extremely unique fencing style. He's left-handed, as you can see, very tricky to hit. He's very long in the arm, and that's the challenge for this one hit for the people who fence him.
Ben Demeter, on his day, is a very, very accomplished athlete. He's had a tricky 2019 with, we think, various injury problems, but has come back strong and gets the touch there over Sevkovs, ending his little run. So Ben Demeter will now have to go up against Jo Chung of Great Britain in front of this very loud, very energised, I'd say mostly British crowd. You
can see there the smile on Joe's face. He's delighted to be here. He's an excellent fencer, also left-handed, but pistol grip. Very talented fencer. He started fencing at Whitgift School. He was coached by Mikkel Janker, who now coaches here at the National Training Centre in Bath. And Joe loves fencing. It's one of his best events. He's so creative on the piece, and that's what sets him apart usually at this level of competition.
So Jo Chung on the left-hand side of your screen. Left-handed fencer, as Sam rightly points out, up against the right hand there of Bent Demeter. Bent Demeter already with a victory to his name. Each victory worth an extra point. If you go on a little bit of a run, that's when it can really start to make a difference to your overall score. 20 seconds left on the clock. Quick footwork from that unique style from Jo Chung. And there's a double touch. If they touch at the same time, the scores are reset. 14 seconds left. The clock ticks down to 0.
Of course, Demeter knows he needs to score the hit, because if it's a double defeat, it'll go to Jo.
That's it.
So he needs to attack. That's why he's putting the pressure on.
It's called the priority law, that. So into the last 5 seconds, another double touch. It's really close, this battle, really intense. You can see the crowd enjoying themselves. All age ranges out here in Bath enjoying modern pentathlon. In then to the last few seconds, we are at 2.47 left. Bent Demeter is going to have to launch himself forward and just try and make contact with Jo Chung. Jo Chung just has to let the clock tick down. Again, it's paused at 1:57. You can hear the crowd.
Jo just needs to take his blade at the right time. Demeter, though, has pushed him all the way back.
Here we go. Oh, and there we go. Bent Demeter then getting that touch within the last second of the time. Look how much it means to those kids. Great to see them enjoying modern pentathlon in the crowd.
And fencing. This is this sport is not funded in the UK. There's no grassroots funding in fencing. So modern pentathlon is the way that we most see it in the UK. And it's just so unknown, yet it's such a fun, creative sport.
So up now against Bent Demeter, who's on a nice little run here, is Valentin Prads. Bent Demeter with 2 points to his name so far.
And look how tall Prads is, sorry. That's what makes it so hard to fence against him. He's got that reach, but Demeter gets him there on a nice disengaged parry.
So 3 in a row now for Bent Demeter, and you can hear another loud cheer, and that's because the world champion Jamie Cook has made his way out onto the fencing bonus round arena. He had a very good ranking round with 25 victories, I think it was, and just 7 defeats. So on a very good run is Jamie Cook in front of his home crowd here. And the winner of this tie will face Alexander Livanov, and that battle will be worth 2 extra points. So it is Hungary versus Great Britain. Hungary on the right-hand side of your screen. Bent Demeter against Great Britain. Jamie Cook on the left-hand side of the screen. 30 seconds on the clock. Bent Demeter with 3 points to his name already.
Jamie's had an amazing fence today. He's just been on total form. All his training's really paid off. And you can see how relaxed he is in his shoulders. Just a nice jog on his feet there. His classic down-to-the-floor touch that he just tried there with Demeter. But Demeter's pushing back, which is tactically the right thing to do, and creating a bit more space by going to the edge of the piste.
12 seconds left on the clock. If it clicks down to 0, it will go the way of Jamie Cook, but Jamie Cook gets the touch in. A huge cheer. The crowd loving that passion, that enthusiasm. A look of relief on Jamie Cook's face, and we will have a top 2 showdown. Alexander Livanov of Russia taking on Jamie Cook of Great Britain. Jamie Cook now already with an extra point to his name. We will find out now how many points it's going to be in total. 2 extra points up for grabs in this final bout. Jamie Cook of Great Britain up against Alexander Livanov of Russia. The fencing bonus round all comes down to this.
It'd be lovely for him to win this fencing event. It's not one that he usually excels in. He dominates in the swimming and running, and also fencing for Jamie. So going against a really tricky Russian opponent here, another left-handed fencer, Jamie's going to have to be quite tactical with his approach, really think about how he gets around this left-hander. It's going to have to come on the outside of Livanov.
We'll have the coverage of the riding to bring you in a few minutes' time before we rejoin live pictures for the laser run. But it is the final of the fencing bonus round. Great Britain versus Russia. Second versus first, and don't get too excited if you are a British fan, because that was a little bit premature. The clock's reset. LA, off we go. Jamie Cook looking to make it 3 points. Livanov looking to pick up his first 2. In first place overall after the fencing bonus round, and turning defence into attack is Livanov there, picking up those 2 extra points. And it is the Russian who is the winner of the fencing bonus round, but it will be Jamie Cook who picks the order of the horses because he is in first place overall.
Absolutely, and Livanov just held his cool there and did like an over-the-head parry, very typical of a left-hander.
This then confirmation of the standings after the first two events, and you can see Jamie Cook starting to build a bit of a lead, 12 points ahead of Alexander Livanov, who is in second place. Joe Chung, strong also for Great Britain, of course, the World Cup final champion, already going to be at the Olympics as things stand. Third place overall, Valentin Prats in fourth. Valentin Baloud of France could well make his way back into things. Sam Curry currently in 20th place. Flanagan O'Keefe, a strong athlete, we'll expect to see him come back. As Matt Practual, Tom Toulis, Mr. Consistent here in the pentathlon circuit. But that then concludes the fencing discipline. We've had the swimming, we've had the fencing, and as you can probably guess, it is now time for the riding. Athletes given just 20 minutes to familiarise themselves with the local horses. Every time they make contact with one of the fences, that counts as 7 points, and they have to be within 69 seconds in order to not lose any time from the points. So yeah, a lot to think about, and the conditions have been difficult. It's windy, it's rained a lot throughout the course of the day. The timing of the riding was actually put back because the conditions were difficult, but as you can see, a packed crowd in the background, keen to see how we get on here with the riding. Pavel Svevkov of Latvia out on the course at the moment, picking up his first obstacle, 2.93 at the score at the moment.
He's going nicely. He's a bit too handy with this horse, hence why he got the pole down just there. He's going to have to keep this together to go around clear. Horse looking really eager and taking him to each fence, but he is a little bit out of balance, especially here.
And this is where it's make or break, isn't it? He's off. So, and the thing that's important to note here is, well, you get penalised considering how long it takes you to get back on the horse. Until you're back on the horse, the clock keeps on ticking, so you might see a score of 2.69 and think, well, they'll get away with that. But when the ride ends, you will see quite a few points coming off his score. So Pavel Svevkov is really up against it here. And we'll take this sharp right-hand turn now, making his way towards obstacle 12, the final obstacle. Just a rough salt in the wound.
Too close. I mean, this is a challenging course, very technical, and having with the rain and the wind, not great conditions, and difficult underfoot for these horses.
I can confirm it was a score of 195 for Pavel Svevkov. Now, usually athletes will look for, well, they'll look for a 300. If they don't get a 300, they'll look for a 293, maybe a 290. We'll be pretty happy with that score. But given the conditions, and we're saying, Sam, a 286 is probably what they're aiming for now. We
often get average good scores on courses around the world with pentathlon, and today it looks like a 286 is what you need to stay in a good contention and keep your place in the field, maybe even go up. So everyone's probably reached an opinion that 300, near impossible in today's conditions and on this course.
The best score we've had so far is 295, can I just say, Gustav Gustenau, the Austrian athlete, which was phenomenal considering. So here we can see Ben Demeter from Hungary out on the course at the moment. He's picked up one obstacle so far. We obviously don't take off the time penalties until the end, so it's difficult to know how quick the ride is. It is 69 seconds, the time they have to try and hit, and I think there's been one athlete who's actually made it within that time, so that goes to show that they're taking it slow and steady as another obstacle comes tumbling down, and Ben Demeter is starting to lose some quite serious points here.
The key with this horse is to give it as much rein out possible as you can, and he's just not quite done that, hence the poles, which are very frustrating for him. But the challenge of learning how to ride an unknown horse in 20 minutes, very difficult to do in modern pentathlon, especially when you're anxious. This is your big day, the moment you've trained for, and Demeter will be a bit disappointed with that, but won't have dropped too much in the overall standings.
Well, a score of 268, so we'll find out in a few moments' time where that leaves the Hungarian. We've got two Brits, a Russian and a Frenchman still to come, starting with Valentin Prats, the World Championships silver medalist from Mexico last year, also winning silver in one of the events earlier on in the season. It was the silver in Hungary in 2019, I'm going to say.
That's right,
very far.
that's right. Yeah. And Valentin had that famous race finish with Jamie Cook at the Mexico World Championships in 2018.
Lost the World Championships by 0.02 of a second.
Wow.
So every point in modern pentathlon really does count towards something.
He's on a great horse here, Tosca, famous pentathlon horse. Nice size for Valentin, who's 6'2". Can be unfortunate when you're this tall and you draw a small horse, but he's got a great horse for him and his physique for today. And he's going around, he's so concentrated, you can see that on his face, really determined.
Yeah, it must be tough considering the conditions. It's windy, and you might look at your screens now and think, oh, it looks like quite a nice day in Bath. It really hasn't been. It's been absolutely chucking it down with rain, which has only made things more difficult. And Valentin Praz just clips obstacle 12, which is unlucky actually, isn't it? But I can tell you it was a score of 2.81 for the Frenchman. Right, up next then is Joe Chung, who Sam, you're obviously going to know well, being a ex-Team GB teammate of Joe.
Yeah, I went to Rio with Joe. He has an excellent background in pentathlon, coming from Whitgift School. He's a University of Bath student, trains here in Bath at the National Training Centre. Very, very talented athlete, and has already qualified for Tokyo 2020 with his win at the World Cup final. And he's getting really nicely around this course. You can hear his coach saying, leg there. Give the horse more encouragement. It's really difficult for these horses to get out off the ground when it's so muddy underfoot. So it is a challenge.
Yeah, well, Joe Chung is putting together a decent ride. This 2.93 currently the score. Just takes obstacle 9C down, which is the third of the triple obstacles, which can be a bit of a tricky one. So 2.86 is going to want to make sure he doesn't knock down any more obstacles as he brings it back round then towards obstacle 12. Joe Chung of Great Britain, and clears it. Warm applause by the crowd. There you can see Joanna Muir, one of the British athletes in the crowd. He doesn't look overly happy with that, but 2.83 is pretty good, isn't it?
Excellent. Well, 2.83 with his time penalties. Really good result for Joe. That's going to keep him really up there. Probably expect to see Joe in the top 3 now. But a great ride under the pressure and the circumstances. Just a few faults, and he'll be definitely looking for a medal finish. And now Lifanov is in the ring. Quite an inexperienced rider, I'd say, at this level. Very young Russian athlete.
Yeah, Alexander Lifanov currently in 2nd place. And is going well at the moment, but picks up a obstacle. 2.86 to score, and actually starting to lose his rhythm a little bit here is Livanov, and starting to pick up a few of the obstacles. His teammate Alexander Lasson has withdrawn from the riding. We believe has been struggling with the conditions a little bit. We'll have more on that a little bit later. It
is very cold though, isn't it? We've
really
both
cold.
Said we are cold, sat in the commentary box, and athletes who've been training in warm locations around the world to come here in Bath, and this unusually cold weather for August, it can be a real shock.
I would make a joke and say welcome to an English summer, but we've had an all right summer. It's just really unfortunate timing. Alex Livanov then looking to complete this course, and yeah, not the score he will have hoped for. 2.51, it was quick, no time penalties for the Russian, but 2.51 the score, perhaps too quick, Sam.
It shows he is a novice rider, and this is a difficult course. You can see on his face, he just looks a bit shocked, not really in control. If you compare how he attacked this course compared to Joe Chung and Valentin Praz, to experienced athletes, you can just see he wasn't quite connected there.
So this is our final rider, Jamie Cook of Great Britain. 286, we're saying, is the score that athletes will be aiming for. Jamie Cook knows anything around the 280 mark will probably, it will extend his lead, won't it, because of Alexander Livanov having that unfortunate run. So, Jamie Cook on horse 6, Bert, who Sam has been singing the praises of, and a lot of our athletes were saying is a good horse, but knocks down obstacle 5.
Bert is a pentathlon horse owned by Jabina Maslin, based in Dorset, and Jamie knows this horse very well, so he should feel really comfortable, and that is showing here as he's just holding his own, going around these difficult bends and approaching these uprights, which everyone seems to be knocking down. But just brushes it there. Quick look over Jamie's shoulder. He shouldn't do that, but at this stage in the competition, he probably is counting the points in where he is in the field and holding on to that top spot. But these poles, as we know, James, are really expensive. 7 penalty points per pole. That's 7 seconds in the run. They can all add up.
Yeah, we're at 2.79 now, so really Jamie is not going to want to knock over anymore, because he will lose a few time penalty points as well, because this hasn't been the quickest of rides, but gets over there. You can see Joe Muir, his girlfriend, in the crowd, also an athlete. We'll see her competing in the women's tomorrow. 2.75 the score. That's actually all right for Jamie Cook. He'll be happy enough with that.
If he was further down the field, he'd be really disappointed with that, but given the huge advantage he is after his amazing fencing and winning swimming performance, he can deal with that. He's going to hold on to his top spot, and he's going to have a really comfortable lead now going into the laser run, which is a discipline, as we know, he's very good at, very strong. And he's had a summer now training in Font-Romeu in the French Pyrenees.
So here we can see then the standings after the 3 events, and Jamie Cook with a very big lead indeed over Joe Chung. 16 seconds, could be caught, don't get me wrong, but that's a solid lead for Jamie Cook. Let's not write out Joe Chung, who is in 2nd place. He is a very quick runner. We've got Valentin Praz in 3rd place, Jan Kuf in 4th. Further down the pack, you can see on the screen, Flanagan O'Keefe could put together a very good laser run. Will look to try and get inside that top 10. Could be in with a chance of Olympic qualification if he can get inside that top 10. It is technically the top 8 that qualify for the Olympics, but there's a few permutations that we will discuss in a few moments' time, as we bring you to live pictures here at the University of Bath for the European Championships. It is the laser run to follow in a few minutes' time. Myself, James Zanadakis, and Sam Murray, former modern pentathlete and silver medalist, bringing you commentary of this final discipline, the combined laser run. Let's have a look then at the starting list, shall we? And you can see confirmation there with Jamie Cook starting 16 seconds ahead of Joe Chung. Valentin Praz a further 20 seconds back. Jan Kuf within that, well, just outside of that 30-second window. Gusta now 36 seconds. There's a very close run-in from everyone, really, from 10th onwards. So everyone is looking to get inside that top 10, because we'll talk in a moment, Sam, about how this Olympic qualification works once we've finished going through the starting list for this laser run. Just to mention as well, to recap, that Alexander Lasun of Russia will not be competing in this final. He is, of course, the Olympic gold medalist, but has made the decision not to compete in this competition to do with the competitions. There you can see at the back of the pack is Alexander Lasun. He will not compete. So we have one athlete who has dropped out. The crowd's building in their numbers. There is Jamie Cook of Great Britain, just going through his final preparations. It is cold, it is chilly out here in Bath, unusually cold for this time of the year. There you can see Alexander Livanov, who was going so well until he had an unfortunate ride, but will still have Olympic qualification on his mind. Let's, Sam, talk for a second about Olympic qualification and how this indeed works, because it can be a little bit complicated, can't it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the top 8 athletes here qualified directly to Tokyo 2020. However, Joe Chung has already qualified for the Olympic Games by finishing 1st at the World Cup final in July in Tokyo. So if Joe finishes in the top 8, we need to take him out and we'll drop down to whoever crosses the finish line in 9th, for instance. Joe's currently in 2nd place going into the laser run, so we will expect him to finish in that top 8. Now, another rule, just to make it a bit more complicated, as if modern pentathlon wasn't complicated enough, if 2 athletes from the same nation finish in the top 8, only the highest ranked athlete will qualify directly for Tokyo 2020. So, for instance, if both German athletes, Patrick and Marvin Dog, who, yes, are brothers, both finish in the top 8, only the highest ranked German will qualify for Tokyo 2020. I'm sure lots of people will have got very lost and confused there, but welcome to modern pentathlon. The important thing to know is there are 5 events taking place in one day. And now we're approaching the takeoff for the men's final of the laser run, where we are going to have an absolutely epic race here.
We certainly are, Sam. I just want to congratulate you, actually, for going through that and for giving us the best understanding we can of how the Olympic qualification process works. Essentially, it's the top 8, but it's not quite that simple, as we've been discussing. What we're going to do at the end of this race, because we usually have a bit of time in between the end of the race and the medal presentation ceremony, we are going to work out who we believe has qualified for the Olympics. We know Joe Chung is going to be there, but also it's not just the athlete that qualifies, it's the country that qualifies a position for the Olympics. So Joe Chung has qualified for the Olympics, but it might be that Team G turn around and say, right, well, Joe, thank you very much, but we're actually going to send Tom Toulis, for example. They could do, couldn't they?
I don't know what Joe would say about that, but here we go.
Let's turn our attention then to the laser run as Jamie Cook of Great Britain gets us underway for the men's individual final. The laser run taking place now, and making his way towards the first laser shoot is Jamie Cook of Great Britain. A 16-second head start ahead then of Joe Chung, and Joe Chung off he goes then in second place.
Jamie will be incredibly nervous competing in front of a home crowd, but he has worked so hard for this moment and he totally deserves it. So let's get behind the Brits. But Joe Chung has just picked up his pistol and he is an excellent shooter with great precision.
So Jamie Cook is away cleanly then. 15 seconds, not bad at all for a first laser shoot as you get yourself warmed up. Joe Chung is in second place at the moment. Valentin Praz is closing down that gap. A fantastic shoot this from Valentin Praz. Is Valentin Praz about to move into second place and put the pressure on Jamie Cook? Well, it is neck and neck between Valentin Praz and Joe Chung. Joe Chung usually conserves a bit of energy for the final sprint finish, so worry not if you're a Joe Chung fan and you're wondering, oh, why is he dropping back a little bit? He will save a bit of energy and will have a strong finish. Jamie Cook of Great Britain is storming away in front at the moment, but there is a long way to go in this race. Everyone looking to get inside that top 10. There goes Patrick Dog. There goes Vlach of Czech Republic as well. Livanov struggling a little bit at the shooting range, but you can see that gap between Prats and Chung it's a healthy gap that there for Prats.
Very healthy gap. Good 7 seconds there, but Jamie Cook is way out in the lead and he will feel so comfortable running on his home soil here. He trains here every day of the week, so he's in familiar territory, of course, but anything can happen over this 2-mile race with 4 shoots.
It could be a really interesting finish to this race. Valentin Praz and Jamie Cook have a very interesting history, don't they, over the course of modern pentathlon. Are we going to see a dramatic finish like we saw in Mexico in the 2018 World Championships? Strap on to your seats, ladies and gentlemen. This is building up to be a fantastic end to this race. So there you can see Joe Chung currently out in third place, looking very cool, calm and collected. Would love another medal to add to his collection here. I'm sure he'd probably take a bronze medal if offered to him at the moment, but will push forward. And well, there's a big gap, isn't there, between those two at the moment. So the top 3 places looking after themselves at the moment, Sam.
Absolutely, they're all set further ahead from the bulk rest of the field, and Jamie, if anything, has extended his lead at this point, yet still looks really, really comfortable. And Valentin totally composed there, turning the corner, but Jamie approaching the range now. He'll be going through the motions in his mind. How is he going to attack this second shoot?
So here we go then, staying with Jamie Cook of Great Britain, who was very calm and collected in that first shoot. How's he going to get on in this second shoot? Misses the first, makes the second. Makes it 2. We haven't got graphics on the screen, but I can tell you out of the shot it is 2. But Jamie Cook is struggling a little bit here, which has allowed Valentin Praz, who was so quick in that previous shoot, to catch up. This is interesting. Valentin Praz has already made his first. Jamie Cook now up to 3, make that 4 out of the 5. Starting to find his rhythm, but Praz has really closed in. This battle for the top 3 could be about to get super interesting because Valentin Praz is struggling at the shooting range. Away gets Jamie Cook then. Valentin Praz and Joe Chung are neck and neck at the moment. Is Praz going to get away first, or is Chung going to retake second? Chung is away in second place. So Joe Chung retakes second place, who has so much left in the can for that quick finish. Praz will retake second place now, you'd imagine. But yeah, this is really getting intriguing.
Yeah, often when the athletes come in the range and they know the positions they're in, like Jamie knew who's in first there, your mind can just get in the way a bit and do too much thinking, and you could see Jamie speaking to himself, getting a bit more angry and just coming out of his focus that he would usually have in, say, training or in an ideal position in a competition.
But fortunately for Jamie, he's actually managed to maintain that lead, hasn't he? And if anything, he got away with it.
He got away with it this time, and he knows now the next 2 shoots he's got to bring that composure and bring that focus back in. He can't afford to do that again. Jamie can shoot incredibly well, and I think often the pressure moments are where he shows his best performance. He isn't a world champion for nothing.
No, he certainly isn't, and he is in really really, really good form here. And currently on his way to a gold medal, but there is a long way to go. There you can see Valentin Prades in second place. Zhou Chung pacing himself, as we know he likes to do. He likes that strong finish. Zhou Chung could well end up finishing this race very strongly. But you can see our leader, Jamie Cook of Great Britain, with a healthy gap. Valentin Prades isn't even in the back of the shot at the moment. There is Zhou Chung, who almost, I hesitate to say, looks slow at the moment, but it's not going to be the case later on in the race, I can assure you that.
We know he's got a great race finish, but Valentin Prades is one of the best runners in the field, so hence why he's gained this huge gap on Zhou over just an 800-metre course. In fact, it's 600 metres at this point. But behind Zhou, we do have Jan Kuff, who is steering his way up the field.
Yeah, Jan Kuff is actually out of shot at the moment, is closing in, so we'll come back to that in a moment. There you can see in the back of your shot, that was Zhou Chung, but as Sam very astutely points out, we have potentially a battle. There you go. In fact, there is Zhou Chung. And in a moment, as we go behind the building, you're probably in a moment going to see, there he is. So there is Jan Kuff, and there was another athlete as well.
It's another Czech athlete, actually. Yeah,
right, let's go back to Jamie Cook now, who is back at the shooting range and has made his first but missed his second, makes his third, making it 2. We're now at 3. 4 out of the 5, and 5 out of 5 for Jamie Cook, so he is away. Valentin Prades at the shooting range now as well. Here we go, this is a nice shot. So 3 out of the 5 for Valentin Prades, 4 out of 5. This is a good shoot for Valentin Prades. He consolidates second place. Valentin Prades is away then. Great shooting that from the Frenchman. So this will be interesting to see who gets away in third place, because Zhou Chung was in a fairly comfortable third place, and he's away. That's a great shoot there from Zhou Chung. Following Zhou Chung, coming from all the way from 11th place, is Martin Vlack, who is storming through the field. So you can see Jamie Cook still out in front, Valentin Prades still in second place, but this battle for third is where things could really get intriguing.
I know, and Martin Vlack, so young, he's just 21 years old, but he's whipped his way now into third place.
This is what intrigues me about Zhou Chung, because he is obviously holding back, because we know on the final lap he is going to absolutely storm, but is it sometimes a little bit too, has he left it a little bit too late, perhaps, to maybe at least challenge for a second or even a first? I think Jamie Cook's in a league of his own at the moment. If he gets this final laser shoot under his belt without too much of a problem, he will take gold and qualify potentially for the Olympics.
That's right, Jamie Cook is miles out in front, you'd say. He's got a good, almost 200-metre lead at this point on Valentin Prades, who also has got a really healthy lead on now Martin Vlack, who's taken 40 metres on Zhou Chung over this 800 metres, and Zhou really can't claw that back over one loop of 800 metres, so it's going to come down to the final shoot. I'm sure Zhou has something there, but at this moment he's kind of off the pace where he would usually be at.
So getting close then to our final lap, and things are getting interesting here in Bath in the modern pentathlon European Championships 2019. Valentin Prades currently in second place. He's looking pretty confident to be taking home silver. Can he put pressure on Jamie Cook in the final lap? Jamie Cook is making his way down the start-finish straight for the penultimate time, as you can see here, making his way now towards the laser shoot. Jamie Cook of Great Britain has got time in his back pocket, but there in the back of the shot, that is Valentin Prades of France. This is going to be interesting. Right, let's keep our eyes peeled on Jamie Cook of Great Britain. Here we go then. Jamie Cook is at the shooting range. You can't quite see there, but he's made his first. Missed his, oh no, makes his second as well. This is nice shooting from Jamie Cook. Misses his third as Valentin Prades arrives at the shooting range. This is where the pressure starts to show. It's 3 out of 5 for Jamie Cook. Still only 3 out of 5. A quick shoot this from Valentin Prades could really put the pressure on. There we go then. Jamie Cook is away. A big step towards gold. A slight smile on his face. Knows the job is partly done. So here we see a little bit of a struggle from Valentin Prades, but he's away as well. So Valentin Prades now in second place, and this should well consolidate Olympic qualification for the Frenchman. Zhou Chung makes his way to the shooting range as well. Martin Vlack is there. This is getting close and tense. This is where things are really tough to call. Away is Zhou Chung.
Amazing shoot there from Zhou. That was 8.4 seconds. So Zhou now has gained up so much time. He's back in third. Oh no, sorry, he's in fourth. He's got some work to do.
This is what we call hammer time for Joe Chung. This is where he really picks up the pace, but there is a huge gap between him and Martin Vlach of the Czech Republic, who has put in an absolutely phenomenal performance. And there you can see behind Joe Chung is Lukas Guskowski of Poland, putting a bit of pressure on the Brits as well. There you can see Jamie Cook, our race leader, storming out in front. Is Valentin Prad's going to have enough to catch him? I don't think he is. Is this Jamie Cook's year? It's looking like it could well be.
This will be so well deserved for Jamie. He's been training here in Bath since 2009. He has dreamt of this moment, and now he's soon going to become the world and European champion. What an achievement.
That is a phenomenal achievement. That tops in with Olympic qualification. I think it's fair to say it's been a pretty good year for Jamie Cook, but there is Valentin Prad. Can he put in a little bit extra pace to try and catch the Brit on his home soil? I don't think it's going to be enough for the Frenchman. He's been beaten already by Jamie Cook in the World Championships in Mexico, and it looks like he's going to be beaten by Jamie Cook here again in the European Championships. Look at that pace from Vlach in starting 11th place, and has moved up into 3rd place. But coming round the final corner for the last time, it is Jamie Cook of Great Britain. He's got time to spare as he looks behind him. Valentin Prad's is a long way behind. The crowd are celebrating. A kiss from Jamie Cook to the crowd. A fantastic effort this from Jamie Cook. He is the European champion to go along with the World Championship. Jamie Cook takes gold and qualifies for the Olympics. In 2nd place, it is going to be Valentin Prad of France, who comes home once again in 2nd behind Jamie Cook, but that should see him making his way to the Olympics as well. In 3rd place, a fantastic run that from Martin Vlach to take the bronze. And who is going to take 4th? It's going to be a close finish here between Joe Chung and between Jan Kuff, and Joe Chung gets there just ahead of Jan Kuff. Now, this is where things start to get really interesting, because we have our top 5, but we're keeping an eye out for our top 8. Next over the line then, it is Lukas Guskowski. And this is where everyone starts to fly over, and this is where things are going to get really difficult to work out who has made their way to the Olympics.
We'll catch up on this after when we add it all up, but I think we have our top 8 there. We'll have to take out Joe Chung, of course, and actually take out Jan Kuff as the 2nd Czech who crossed the line. As
well, what we can do is we can confirm the top 3. That's one thing we can do for definite. So Jamie Cook is victorious. He takes gold. In 2nd place was Valentin Prad, and in 3rd place, a really impressive run by Martin Vlach.
You can see these athletes come in just exhausted from today's effort. The pentathlon is such a huge demand on the body, starting at 9 o'clock in the morning, and now what time is it? I mean, we've been put back a few hours, but half past 7.
Yeah.
What a long day for
Nearly
these
12
athletes.
hours of competing this for the athletes, isn't it?
But Jamie will just be in a place now where he just can't believe what's happened. He'll be absolutely over the moon, and there's just not a better place to do it than at home.
There he is with his girlfriend Joanna Moore to the left-hand side, his mum giving him a kiss. I'm guessing that's possibly a family member too. They're going to be so proud, aren't they? And rightly so. What a phenomenal day it's been for Jamie Cook. He's been fastest in the swim. He was 2nd best in the fence. He was decent in the riding as well, and victorious overall after the laser run. Oh, I need a moment to take my breath.
I know, such a great moment for Jamie, and also for Pentathlon GB, who've put on an amazing event here at the University of Bath, and they couldn't have done it without the support of the university and some excellent sponsors.
And they've so far picked up a gold in every single event, haven't they?
Unbelievable. Mixed relay, men's relay, and now men's individual, gold, gold, gold.
Was it gold in the women's relay as well?
4th.
4th, okay. Still, that's not bad, is it?
I know, just such a good performance. I know Jan Bartu, the performance director, will just be delighted right now at this stage of the competition. With just one event to go, the women's final tomorrow. Sam Curry there, just exhausted.
Yeah, he is, bless him. He's absolutely knackered, isn't he? So, we will at some point get confirmation of the results, at which point we will do our best to try and work out who has finished where and who will qualify for the Olympics, because that is one of the big things about the Europeans here in Bath.
And if you get your breath back, you can stand back up. There we go. It is a tough one, and sprint finishes do take it out of you, especially after a 2-mile run.
Yeah. Let's head trackside now, and we will grab an interview with our gold medalist, Jamie Cook of Great Britain.
Jamie, You always seem to come good for the major championships. You must be pleased with a really top level performance today.
Yeah, it's pretty much a perfect day. For me, the world is slightly upside down because I fence well. So generally the score sheet looks slightly different, but yeah, really pleased with it. It's amazing to be here in Bath with everyone here. Volunteers have been incredible, all the helpers, friends, family. So yeah, it's just pretty special.
And if ever anything emphasised pentathlon, it must have been today, because obviously you built the points and built a bit of a cushion, especially on the riding. Had to be careful on the riding, yeah?
Yeah, well, I was a bit disappointed with the ride because I've ridden Bert before, so he's one of my favourite horses, but we had 3 down, but that made it slightly tighter, and then the second shoot there made myself a little bit nervous. But then, yeah, ran well, just tried to get back on process and just bring it home for these guys.
So where does that take you now? Looking good?
Yeah, looking good. Hasn't really sunk in yet, but yeah, really pleased with it. As a team, you can see the strength in the team. Obviously, we've got myself and Chungi. I think Chungi came 4th or 5th today. Won World Cup final. So then you've got Tom and Sam who are doing incredibly well. The boys who won the relay on Wednesday. So yeah, a really strong squad at the moment, so just pleased.
So a really great case for the venue and facilities you've got here, yeah?
Yeah, well, we train in here day in, day out. It's probably one of the best facilities in the world for pentathlon. You've got the track, pool, fencing south, so yeah, it's perfect to be home.
Enjoy the moment, enjoy the podium.
Cheers, thanks very much.
Jamie Cook, our European champion, to go along with world champion. What a proud moment for Jamie Cook and indeed for Team GB.
Yeah, Jamie will just be so happy right now. He is an athlete here, but he's also a leader within the squad. He's the eldest member of Pentathlon GB at the moment, and he really does lead by example. He's such a humble hero with so many medals around his neck and great performances, but
and you can see there now, just embracing Sam Curry, another member of the Team GB team, and friends and family, I guess, in the crowd as well. You can just see that unity, can't you?
Exactly. He always has time for everyone. He always thinks about how everyone's getting on in training, and he really wants to do well for the sport, for the longevity of modern pentathlon.
Well, we can head back then to our reporter, Alan Morton, who is with the silver medalist, Valentin Praz.
Valentin, you always put in a good performance in the top championships. What was in your mind today? Because you're obviously building points all day. The riding was going to be tricky. How did you feel today?
Yeah, I feel good. I have a medal and it's a very good day for me. My swimming is not so good because I don't have my top form in physically, but in a technical event I was so strong in fencing. I stay focused and during the event. Riding it's not so good, but it's difficult with wind and technical course. And my shooting, it's good. I don't shoot good in second shooting round, but we have a lot of wind and it's very complicated. But I'm silver medalist and it's a good performance. Last year I'm European champion, silver medal today, and it's nice because 4 years ago in here I'm a silver medalist. It's a place for silver here for me.
And obviously between you and Jamie, you're always going to be very close competitors. So to make up that distance in the final run shoot was going to be very difficult from the outset, yeah?
Yeah, but Jamie was so strong today. He made a great fencing, great swimming, and very good shooting and running. He's too far away today, but I need my revenge in World Championships. he knows this.
But this keeps you on track, obviously, to maybe stay world #1 and as a springboard really now for the Olympics, yeah?
Yeah, I'm very happy because the principal objective of today is I have Olympic ticket and tonight is in my pocket. I'm so happy and I can prepare Olympics more serenely.
Just to quickly for our French viewers, tell us about your day and why you're so pleased.
Je suis très content de ma performance. Ça montre que je suis encore régulier. Cette saison, je fais 2e à la Coupe du Monde 3, 5e à la Coupe du Monde 4, 4e à la World Cup finale et second aujourd'hui. Malheureusement, Jamie a été trop fort aujourd'hui pour que je puisse défendre mon titre, mais je me suis battu bec et ongle jusqu'au bout. Et c'est vraiment une good performance. Je suis très content d'avoir mon ticket olympique officiellement ce soir à mon nom. Donc je vais pouvoir préparer les Jeux olympiques sereinement et il sait que je voudrais ma revanche au championnat du monde. Parce que l'année dernière, j'ai encore un peu en travers quand même.
Congratulations, enjoy the podium.
Merci. Et je voulais remercier l'organisateur et l'ensemble de l'équipe, du staff de l'équipe de France et de la fédération qui nous soutiennent. Et je pense qu'on est vraiment sur la bonne voie pour aller décrocher à nouveau une médaille olympique. Et je voulais encore remercier toute la fédé et le staff. Merci à tous.
Silver medalist Valentin Prades, over to you, Sam. What did he say in French?
Well, first of all, he had to give an interview there in English, which is always demanding, very difficult at the end of a competition day. But Valentin, absolute character on the pentathlon circuit and such a genuinely nice guy. He basically said, this has been a great year for me. I've had really good performances, consistent performances. And so a second place today was always on the cards for me. I've been in really good form. In 2018, I was very injured, but I managed to come second to Jamie. And he said, but you know, I never stop trying. I always go jusqu'au bout, which is the expression in French, which is always to the end, always keep on trying. And now I've got my place for the Olympic Games next year, so I can prepare with a calm mind and look forward to it. And he thanked the French team and he's looking forward to his home Olympics in 2024.
Well, we can head back trackside to Alan Morton, and it is the turn of Joe Chung to get in front of our cameras, who came fourth.
Joe, another strong performance. Obviously, coming into the final laser run, you needed to do something. What was in your mind coming to those first few laps?
To be honest, yeah, I've not felt 100% today. Just been slightly off for some reason. So I was just like, basically the coach said, we're winning the team event, let's do it for the team. So I've already got my Olympic space, which is really nice, took a bit of the pressure off. So this was, for me, it was all about getting a gold medal in the team event for the boys. So I don't actually know what the result is in the end, but I'm hoping we've done a good enough job.
And obviously a difficult day with the delays due to the weather. Was that playing on your mind? Obviously, you had a reasonable start to the day, but presumably the riding was always going to be a tricky one.
Yeah, like as I said, I wasn't feeling that great, so I think a couple of hours delay actually suited me. I could go back to the accommodation, just have a little nap, and I felt a little bit better after that, and came back, had a good ride and a decent laser run.
And you were under pressure. Did you realise one or two of the boys were catching you there?
Yeah, I was very aware that they were running quite a bit faster than me, so that's something we can work on with Worlds next month.
But overall, obviously pleased that you're finished high in this championship and keeps you on track for a good Olympic performance, hopefully, yeah?
Absolutely. Like, if you told me at the beginning of the year I'd have had a bad day and come fourth at the Europeans, I'd have bitten your hand off. So I'm very pleased with it, yeah.
Congratulations. Enjoy the evening.
Thank you very much.
Joe Chung talking to our reporter trackside there, and a little bit disappointed, but again, actually looking at the bigger picture, he's qualified for the Olympics. He's had such a good season. Fair play to the guy, he's done well.
Yeah, look, he's got his ticket to Tokyo, and that's all that matters really. But he just doesn't look well today. And when he was running, he just didn't have that spring in his foot that he usually does. And you can tell Joe isn't quite there, isn't quite right. And actually, to finish fourth on a day where you're not all there is a pretty good run.
Incredible, isn't it?
We know Joe's super talented and can bring it out of the bag. He is the winner of the World Cup final. That's one of the hardest competitions to win. He will be so disappointed, but let's wait and see for those team results that will be announced very soon.
Let's head back trackside then to Alan Morton, who is with Martin Vlach from the Czech Republic, our bronze medalist.
Martin, great way to finish the day. That was an amazing run. I mean, starting from 11th and now you're on the podium. You must be really pleased.
Well, sure I am. I didn't believe that I can make it to top 3. I thought there would be like top.
The interview with Martin there. We will try to go back to Martin. But yeah, Martin, 22 years
22.
of age. He's so young. Right, we're going to have a quick recap of the race. It was, of course, the men's individual final. So we'll chuck you over those and then see if we can get back to Martin after that. So, those were, of course, the highlights of that exciting laser run. One of which of the athletes that you saw in that was Martin Vlak from the Czech Republic. We were midway through an interview when we lost him. Let's head back trackside and see if we can catch up once again with our bronze medalist, Martin Vlak.
Fantastic. The swimming was fun.
Okay, well, it appears we don't have Martin. Oh, we do? Okay, let's try again. Let's go back trackside to Martin Vlak.
Martin, sorry, we were interrupted before. Tell us how you found the day here today on this final.
Well, I think the crucial was the fencing, because I usually end up with more defeats than victories, but today it was 19 victories, so that was fantastic for me. And then the riding was, I would say, quite okay. I made only one mistake, and then the running and shooting, I focused mostly on shooting, and that went good. And I would say I'm a strong runner, so I just did what I can.
Yeah, I think all your competitors were saying you were a strong runner as well. And obviously, did you expect to come up that far from 11th back to 3rd?
Well, I didn't. I knew I can go a bit further, but I expect something like 5th or 6th place, because the top 3 was quite far away.
Congratulations, enjoy the podium, and hopefully on track for the Olympics.
Thank you very much.
Well done to Martin Vlak, who put in an absolutely phenomenal performance. What a shot that is, by the way. That sums up today in a nutshell. Right, we're going to have a look at the final results up on the screen there. And we're not going to have time right this second to go through who qualified for the Olympics, but we are going to do that in a second, Sam, I think, aren't we? Right, in first place, there is James Cook. Valentin Praz in second place, Martin Vlak in third. Zhou Qing in fourth, Jan Kuf with a very impressive 5th place, but that doesn't qualify him for the Olympics. More on that in a few moments' time. Lukas Kotowski of Poland in 6th place, Ben Demeter in 7th, Justinas Kinderis in 8th place, Alexander Livanov in 9th, Valentin Bleu in 10th. Now, the top 8 qualify for the Olympics, but this is where things get interesting as we head over to our second page.
Key second page. What a nice interview, though, from Martin.
No,
what a sweetie.
wasn't it?
Just 22 years old there.
I know. What a lovely young man. Here we go. Right, here's the second page. Now, we've worked this out, and we'll come back to the second. Patrick Dog, who's in 11th place there, we believe he has qualified for the Olympics. It was only in the top 8. We'll come back to that in a second. Let's keep going through the results. Daniel Colasanti, he is possibly the man that's just missed out. Gustav Gustenau in 13th. Brice Loubet in 14th place. Tom Toulis in 15th. Good effort that from Mr. Consistent Tom Toulis, but he's just missed out there on the Olympic position as well. Alexander Nubis in 16th, Pavlo Timoshenko in 17th, Sebastian Stasiak in 18th, Dovidas Vaivada, and then he's slightly ahead of Ivan Kampsu in 20th place. Getting through these now, aren't we? Ilya Palikov in 21st, Marvin Faligdog 22nd, Bugra Onel in 23rd, Andrei Polivka in 24th, Arslan O'Keefe missing out there, isn't he? 25th place. He'll be back, no doubt. Next events in the World Championships, Gergely Rigos 26th, Alexandros Pincox. But we are going to end going through the standings, because it is now time for the medal ceremony. But as the athletes make their way towards the stage, let's go through, Sam, as we've promised everyone, what we feel is the Olympics. So, James Cook.
Yeah, we think...
I'll give you a name when you say qualified or not qualified.
Okay.
James Cook.
Yes.
Valentin Praz.
Yes.
Martin Vlak.
Yes.
So this is 3rd place. 4th place, Zhou Qing.
Already qualified, so move down.
5th place, Jan Kuf. That gives us 1 extra spot as well. So 5th place, Jan Kuf.
No, because his teammate Martin, who's from Czech, has taken that spot within the top 8.
We don't want to miss the podium, so I'm going to try and whiz through this.
So we've dropped down again. So we go the 4th place is to Lukas from Poland.
Yep.
Then we have Demeter, Hungary.
Yep.
Kinderis,
Yep.
Lithuania. Alexander Livanov from Russia, and Valentin Bleu. We have 1 more place, and that was Patrick Dog.
Bleu doesn't make it because Praz, so that then drops it to Patrick Dog. It's not straightforward, but I think we got there in the end with our Olympic qualifiers. More on this on the various social media sites, no doubts. But this man here taking bronze, and a phenomenal performance by Martin Vlak of the Czech Republic. Blew us away, didn't he, Sam?
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice to see these young athletes coming through and taking these big medals. He'll be so inspired by his performance today.
Just so quick, wasn't he?
So fast, and those bright yellow shoes were just whipping through, weren't they? Whipping along the track, and you just thought, wow, there's no stopping him.
A really, really lovely interview with our silver medalist, Valentin Praz, as well, who was so proud to have picked up that silver medal. So happy to be at the Olympics, and you can see a really warm reception from the crowd here.
Yeah, he's very much liked. He's just such a nice person, and great smile, and he's always so kind with everyone, very polite. He represents the gendarmerie, which is the French police force. That's where he trains in Paris. So he's just a great guy and a great athlete as well. Much deserved.
And now, wait to hear this roar. He won the World Championships by 0.02 of a second last year in Mexico in the most dramatic modern pentathlon moment of all time. Slightly less dramatic, but still just as enjoyable for Jamie Cook of Great Britain. He is the European champion, and look just how much it means to him.
That is amazing. Such an amazing day for Jamie and pentathlon in this country. He has done us all so, so proud.
Many, many congratulations to Jamie Cook of Great Britain. What a moment it is for Jamie Cook, such an experienced athlete now, still winning gold medals. He doesn't like silver or bronze, he only wins the golds.
That's right, only comes out for the best.
And in the big competitions as well, saves himself for the absolute big moments. So true gentleman as well, all three of those guys. Really deserving, as we pause now for the British national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remove headgear, and for those who are able, please stand for the national anthem of Great Britain.
National anthem of Great Britain ringing across the arena here in Bath. What a moment for everybody involved with Team GB. What a moment for Jamie Cook of Great Britain. What a moment for Valentin Praz with that silver medal, qualifying for the Olympics. And again, an amazing moment for Martin Vlack. It is now time, in a moment, for the team award as well.
I know, and GB will be keeping their fingers crossed that they have the gold here. They should do, with two Brits finishing within the top 5 and Tom Toulis following them up in 15th. That they've got a good I'd say they've got a good hold on the gold medal right now in terms of the teams.
Yeah, we are just waiting anxiously now. And listen, in the commentary box here, we do not favour anyone in particular, but it would be nice to see a Great British team gold in front of the home crowd here.
Yeah, and everyone's travelled down to watch Jamie. He's from Cheltenham. This is quite local to Bath, and he came to university here, studied business and geography. So he's really well known in the city, and he'll have so many people who've come to watch him today and be so proud to see him do so well. Great moment for Jamie.
So,
ladies and gentlemen, please stay with us. We have one more medal ceremony.
One more medal ceremony. We are waiting. We have no clue, by the way, who has won this.
3 or 4 athletes in this men's final are also part of a team competition.
So from our readings, James, we think that it's gone all the way down to 11th place.
Yeah, that's it,
to Patrick Dog, who's qualified from Germany.
Yeah, that's a good point to recap on, actually, just as we wait for these results. We think it's gone all the way down to Patrick Dog. So I'm going to try and confirm here who has qualified for the Olympics. I'm going to rattle through them. James Cook, Valentin Praz, Marvin Vlack. Then we shoot down to Lukas Gutkowski, Ben Stemeter, Justin Iskinderis, Alexander Livanov, and Patrick Dog. Is that 8?
Yes, that's 8.
Yeah, there we go. Those are our 8. We've done it. Well done. High five.
Well done, James. We did it
we
together.
Worked it out.
But it's just conveys the nature of this sport. You've just got to keep pushing all the way to the line. You never know until it's over, until you get those results. And For those athletes who don't qualify with a named spot here at these championships or the World Championships, they'll be chasing for those world ranking points, and every second counts. I remember back in 2012, there was a French athlete who finished 37th on the world ranking list, and he was just 1 point, so 1 second off 36, and therefore didn't go to the Olympics.
That is such a shame.
Cruel, but that's how sport is.
That is, and there's always going to be one person who there's always going to be a fourth place. There's always going to be that one person who just misses out. And that you just don't want that person to be you, do you?
Exactly, and justifying that to yourself and being at peace with it, that's the tough thing about sport.
There are various conversations going on around the arena at the moment. I'm wondering if they're deciding who has won the team award. I can tell you that all of our British athletes looked like they made their way back inside. I'm not quite sure for what reason that would be. It could just be because it's cold. Yeah, I'd quite like to go inside for a bit shortly.
We did request hot chocolates a few hours ago.
Yeah, come on, Alex. We were singing your praises a few moments ago. Our runner here was. We were promised hot chocolate with marshmallows. If you're hearing us, Alex, we've got an Olympic silver medalist here with blue lips because she's getting cold. Come on.
I imagine right now the challenge is getting all the men who are in the teams with their jackets on, ready to take the podium. So they need all 9 men together from each of the 3 countries respectively for their team medal, which is a great honour and something that every country always tries to take home with them, because it takes home that team morale and sense of team collaboration and achievement, working together, despite it being an individual sport, but really spurring each other on day after day in training, when it's really grueling with these 5 sports and the hours that athletes put in. Typically 25 hours a week pentathletes spend training. So this team medal does represent a lot and a big deal to home nations.
We have many of the Team GB youngsters in the crowd looking on as well. We've got Miles Pillage and Brad Sutton in the crowd. There you can see many of the fans waving.
Dr. Steph Cook there, Sydney 2000 Olympic champion, lady who inspired me, waving her hand in the black jacket. She's here with her family.
Just to the right of where we're standing now, so I'm sure you're probably going to say hello to her.
I will, the VIP tent. Earlier today we had the Olympians reception, where every Olympian since 1948 received an Ollie pin, OLY pin, representing their participation in the Olympic Games.
That's Francesca Summers, who will be competing in the women's individual final tomorrow, surrounded by some pentathlon GB teammates.
And Jessica Barley next to her.
Oh yeah, that's Jess, isn't it, next to her on the right-hand side? Yep. They will be competing, won't they, for the women's individuals finals tomorrow. Right, here we go. These, I'm assuming, are the teams making their way now for the individual, for the team, and judging by the order that they're coming out in, it's a little bit of a clue, that, isn't it?
Gives it away a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say in second place it looks like it is France, in third place it is Czech Republic, but taking gold once again, clearing up, it is Team GB.
Great Britain.
There you can see Tom Toulis, Jamie Cook, and of course Joe Chung. Just 3 athletes from each country making their way onto the podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bronze medal will be presented by Andrei Kuzmanov, the Vice President of ECMP.
So awaiting now then for our bronze, silver and gold medals to be handed out for the team competition. And you can see
in the third position,
Jamie Cook's gold medal has disappeared from the individual events. He's obviously wanting to save a bit of space. There you can see then the team from Czech Republic picking up that 3rd place. Great stuff. And that is, of course, Jan Kuff, Martin Vlak,
and Andrei Polivka
taking the bronze there for a very deserved Czech team. And you can see 2 bronze medals around his neck. Good stuff, well deserved that for Martin Vlak. What a day that's been for him.
He'll be very happy when he gets home to Prague. There'll be a party there, won't there?
Right. He'll probably be starting now and waiting for him to come home.
We have heard rumours of the after party, haven't we, this evening?
Apparently so.
silver medal. France, Valentin Ballot.
So here we go then, the team from France. And it's going to be a second silver medal for Valentin Prats. But alongside him, it is Valentin Ballot and Brice Loubet.
Brice Loubet, that's right.
How's my French accent?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Thank you. I've been working on it all season.
For an Ipswich Town fan, not too bad.
So yeah, you can see 2 silver medals for Valentin Prats. A phenomenal performance by the French, who are really starting to assert their authority in modern pentathlon.
Accompanied by Klaus Schorn, the president of the UIPM. In first place.
Here you can see, though, Team
gold
GB
medalists and European champions, Great Britain.
picking up the team award. It is Great Britain. You can see big smiles on their face. These guys, 3 very good friends, and deserve it, of that gold medal in front of the home crowd here.
And Dr. Klaus Schormann, the president of the UIPM, the international governing body of modern pentathlon, is awarding these, handing over these prizes.
And it's great to see Tom Toulis on the podium as well. He's potentially missed out on Olympic qualification for this time, but I'm sure he will be pushing next season to get inside that top 16.
Yeah, he'll keep on trying.
Top 18, should I say.
Just tough for him with these just amazing athletes.
I know.
At this time for him.
Are we going to get another rendition of the national anthem?
I think we are.
I think we are. So we'll remove our headsets, head outside for the national anthem of Great Britain. Once again, the national anthem of Great Britain echoing off the stadium here in Bath. Wow, I mean, look, it's hard not to just keep talking about Team GB when they've done so well at these European Championships.
Yeah, they've put a lot into this, bringing it all to this one day and delivering. And they've done it on the day that it counts the most. So, fantastic achievement. The country's proud. And I know Performance Director Jan Bartu will just be gleaming with joy right now that he's delivered now 4 gold medals in his championships.
Many congratulations to Team GB, gold in the team event, gold in the individual, silver for France in the team event and silver in the individual, bronze for the Czech Republic and bronze in the individual. Don't go anywhere because tomorrow we have the women's individual final. Make sure you tune back in for that. That promises to be an exciting climax to the Modern Pentathlon European Championships 2019 here in Bath. But from myself and from Sam, it is goodbye for now. We will see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.